Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks for joining me today. I hope today's treating you well and that you're feeling okay. Today I thought we'd have a look at a lovely technique. It's an old technique, but I thought we'd sort of mix it up a bit, and it's called smooshing, and it's a great way of making backgrounds. Now we've got quite a few new crafters that have joined our lovely Lavinia family. And so it's nice to revisit these techniques. But sometimes we just need a reminder of them anyway. And also we always get new products that we can use. And often we forget that we've got such a variety of products that can be used for a simple technique. So smooshing is just a way of putting ink on card to make a background. And this is the sort of background that you can create. But we've been doing quite a lot of journaling recently, and I just thought I'd show you, look. And this is a couple of journal pages that I've smooshed. And if you notice, there's a bit of sparkle in there, and that's because I've smooshed with one of our secret ingredients. But it just shows you, and this is the small Lavinia journal, and it just shows you, if your mojo's gone, you could create a page like this ready and then decide which stamps would look nice on that. So what I thought I'd do is just show you, for those of you who don't know about smooshing, we'll do a little bit of smooshing, and we'll do it on one of our gorgeous tags. And there's various ways of doing this. The most simple way is to take a dye-based ink pad. So that's one of the ones that in my head I think of. It's not a permanent one. It's one that's got water, that mixes with water and moves with water. So elements are perfect for this. And I'm just going to pop some on my mat. And for me, I love this. Look, I've got some pink on my mat. Don't know what that is, but anyway, we'll give that a spritz. And the first thing we're going to do is dip our lovely tag in. And again, you can dip as many times as you want. You can drag, you can dip. Clean that up. Mr. Inky Binky comes in very good for this. Now, this sort of background, I've got to be honest, is best if it's left to dry naturally. You sort of get more of the areas as they dry. They almost look better. But for the purposes of today, we'll use our heat tool. And in fact, for today, to speed it up as well, I'm going to bring in a little bit of kitchen roll. We just want it dry because the colours will mix better. It doesn't turn to mud. If you put all the colours on wet at the same time, it can look a bit like mud. Now, I've got to say, on its own, that to me is a very interesting background, and I love that. Now, often when we've been putting ink through a stencil and we have, or we're edging the putting ink on the edge of a tag, we have ink on our mat. Do you know what? What I've started doing is keeping my journal next to me so I can spritz that and smoosh it, and that way I've got plenty of pages ready. So I think we'll add another colour to this. So let's come in with Della Blue. And again, what we can do is spritz. Now, what we can do this time, we could dip that back in and smoosh again. But one thing I want to show you, a little twist on it, is to use a piece of acetate. And it can be any acetate. It can be some packaging or some of your acetate. And you can either pick up a little bit like this and put it on this way, look. You can see if you want it in a certain place. Or what I like to do is actually put my acetate over the whole lot, look, and then lift it up and put it down. And I find I get the most interesting, lovely. And if I have a line like that I want to get rid of, you can go back in and re-smoosh and almost move it, look. Now, the other fun thing you can do is bring in your air puffer, which we've got, and use that. I love having these products and using them. So before it dries, let's just add a little bit. There we go. Now, again, at home, I would use 2 or 3. I'm just going to mop this up. But I would have 2 or 3 tags, pieces of card on the go at the same time. So obviously I wouldn't be wasting the ink by cleaning it up. I'd be smooshing another tag. Always dry your tag from the back or your piece of card. And I just love the effects that we get when we're doing this. Now, another thing we can smoosh with is our mysticals. And you know when I said in my journal, if I show you, I had a secret ingredient. And I'm not sure if I can pick the sparkle up. You know what, I need a cameraman to come and live with me. So if you know any that are available, you can't really see, but honestly, I can see. And this has got a lovely sparkle on it. And that's from the mysticals. So again, with our mysticals, remember the mica. So we'll give it a little bit of a shake. And this one's the amber green. Today, I've got the blue moon and the amber green. I wasn't sure which one I was going to use, but I think I'll go for the green. So we can do two things. Again, we can spray it on our mat and I can dip. Or I can do the thing of my acetate. And for me, I like the acetate. I just think it moves it around a bit more. And once it's on, don't forget, you can spritz again if you want. You can use your puffer. We'll move that around. And then what I'm going to do with this is get some of our blue. And you just get the most fabulous backgrounds. And this one, I'm just going to add some flicks on top with my brush. And let's just see. And you can have so much fun creating these type of backgrounds. Now again, because we've got that there, we don't want to, let's mop that up on this one. And in fact, where we've got that here, let's mop that up. Now, I have to say, if I were you, I would make sure you had plenty of card because this is so addictive. And you will literally, you almost mop up with one and then you'll find you're creating another one. So then you've got a bit more to mop up. I say, I'll just speed this along. And you can literally go and add as many as you want. And it's quite funny, what I have found is that often the backgrounds that I'm not keen on end up making the nicest cards. It is funny. And a background that I love, I'm almost very precious over it. You see, this one, for that first clean-up, actually I won't add anything to that. I love the white space on that. So actually that one I'm going to leave. This one I'm not so keen, I want a bit more blue. I don't know why, but you'll find this. Now again, instead of spritzing with water, you could, if you want, spritz with your mysticals. That's better. Definitely just wants a bit more blue. It's just such a lovely thing to do. And if Mr. Mojo's gone on holiday, you could just create yourself background after background. Yeah, I prefer that. Much prefer that. And in fact, although I said I wasn't going to, I'm going to mop that up on there. And I'm going to let those dry naturally. Now, don't forget, over the top of these, I could stencil, I could stamp, but honestly, you will make, you just don't get two the same. And like I say, leave some with white space. This one, as it's drying, and what you'll find is, as they dry, you get all these interesting areas, look. So you've got your elements you can use here, but I love introducing our mica sprays, our mysticals. As I say, you will have so much fun, different colour combinations, create some pages. in your journal. And then just because I know you like to see, when you've created all these, you like to see what can be done with them. So what I've done is I've taken this. Now this one, I added confetti. I played with the same colours, but I added to my blue atoll some of the lovely confetti. And look at that. Teamed up with our beautiful craft yarns. A couple of simple stamps. The circle mask. And you've got the most gorgeous design. So I could do something very similar on this tag. So I hope you enjoy this technique. If you've probably done it before, so maybe you want to revisit it. Maybe you've got some new colours of ink that you could use, because we have got new ink pads, haven't we? I have to say, this blue atoll, I just keep using it again and again. It's not moved off my desk recently. Often it's nice to go back to a technique you've done before, especially if you've got new colours of ink pad. I bet the new grey would work lovely as well. Or I might have to just have another go with, I'm thinking the grey would work lovely with that green sleeves. Right, so I'm going to have to love you all and leave you and just go and have a play. I managed to get the new grey ink pad. So I'm going to have a play with that and the green and see what I come up with. So if you have a play, please share it on social media. I love to see what you make. And thank you for all your lovely comments. I really do appreciate them. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope it goes well. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again next week. Love and hugs from me. Have fun. Bye for now.